Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Kotaku must be like desperate, so excited, racing to go out of business as soon as possible. They of course have been in a little bit of trouble recently, got bought out, the parent company, for a fraction of the price that it cost to purchase them about a decade ago or more. And then there were some layoffs. Then I think there were some more layoffs with the company that took over saying, hey, do your job. We pay you to do your job. Stop talking about other shite. If you deal with games, talk about games. But of course, Kotaku is an activist site. And so that rattles them up. The fact that it's a game site in itself doesn't mean too much. It's a platform. It's a platform for them to spout their identity politics. It's a platform for them to go combative against the actual gamers. The people who they're trying to attract as their audience. Because it's all about that. I was going to say Activision. But it kind of goes along. Their whatever. The two words are now melding into one. Activists. There we go. But it's their activism. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. And so it brings us to this article, which, by the way, is getting some kickback from some female journalists, which we'll get to shortly. But once more, we're victims. Oh, no. Really? Oh, that's so sad. You're always the victims. This is so sad. Do you know something? Before I even start, let me just say something. When you always want to play victim, guess what? You'll always find something to be victimized about. Quelle surprise. The cost of being a woman who covers video games. Oh my God. Now, I've got to be totally honest with you folks. I got about 3/4 of the way through this article, and I thought that was a massive feat in itself, because it is just a mitigated drivel. But as soon as she starts talking about feminist frequency, I was gone. I was out the door, folks. I was out the door. Also, the title of the article kind of goes off tangent and really just starts waffling on about what I got from this article. Well, what you got from this article clearly wasn't what I tried to do. What I got from this article was I don't get the exact game that I want and I'm having a hissy fit. That's what I got from this article. I don't get the exact characters that I want, so I'm complaining. Welcome to the Star Wars fandom. Poltergeists. It was dreadful, absolutely dreadful read. And so it goes on about various this, that's, and the others. She talks, I'll just pick up on a couple of things. It's a very well-researched article. That was sarcasm. Most of the popular games of the day weren't made by women, weren't about women, and were pretty limited to portraying a certain type of gruff macho man power fantasy. Yeah, because the vast majority of people playing games were white, straight men. That's a fact. And so these people were doing the sensible thing from a marketing perspective and a sales perspective. They were, focusing on their core audiences, particularly if games and franchises were doing well. Doesn't mean that people need to be excluded, but obviously if you're selling a product, there's nothing wrong with selling it to a target audience. Now, fine, if you want to get in on the parade, if you want to say, hey, look, I'm a woman and I really like gaming as well. I know I'm in the minority here, but I'd like to have more games that maybe appeal to me. Then the likelihood is you're going to get smaller indie companies that are going to do those titles. Your bigger, vast majority of AAAs, etc., publishers, they're not going to do that because that's not where the money is. And where the money is where they need to be. Now, does that make it right? No, not necessarily. But it also means that it's business. Welcome to the world of business. Get over it. She then says, by the way, Call of Duty's multiplayer had no female character option until 2013, despite proclaiming it depicted modern warfare. Right, it took me literally 30 seconds of research on this. And do you know what I did? I went to Google and I put, what year were women allowed to fight on the front lines? Guess what year it was, folks? 2013. Now, sure, they could have had women in their games, but then they would have been open to criticism that, look, women aren't allowed to fight in the front lines. They weren't given the right to fight in the front lines until 2013. So there's like various narratives which, of course, are always going to be skewed. So in actual fact, modern warfare was modern. I suppose. Then we get, the jealousy of attractive ladies, because, of course, you're not allowed to body shame unless the woman's attractive. Oh, that's a different kettle of fish. You see, if the woman's attractive, then no. Then she becomes male gazy. Or if she has, pronounced chesticles. No, not allowed. They're sexualized. And so they have one rule for one for the other. Can't body shame unless you meet these certain criteria. Unless you're pretty and you've got breasts. And in which case, we're going to have a go at you. So there's various narratives which always get played out. It's boring. We've heard it all before. Yawn. Stop being generic. You have nothing to say. We've heard this time and again. Waffle. I tell you what, if you're so concerned, why don't you make a game yourself? Why don't you start a crowdfunding and then get, people of like mind, get some money together, create the game that you want. Why don't you do that? No, of course you won't. Then, of course, you can only be taken seriously if you are a woman of colour and stuff like that, because, anything that's white male, naughty. And then when she starts waffling on about, why weren't they talking about identity politics? Because people just wanted to game and get away from the real world. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people do gaming in general. It's meant to be escapism. I don't come on a video game to be browbeat, to have identity politics thrown in my face. I can have it done in a nice, subtle way, in a way that I don't realise it's being done. Like I spoke earlier today about how good sci-fi is written. Good sci-fi takes political themes of today, or political themes which have been very prominent in major parts of history, and then they spin it into a sci-fi setting, and then suddenly you don't quite realise, and then you're like, oh, now I know. Oh, this actually is about... You do it cleverly. But no, these just people want that woman at the Trump rally who just screamed her head off. They just want that. Ah! That's what they want in their video games. Fun. What did we get on to? Look, it's. I'm going to be truthful again. It's already leaving my brain. She whinges about Metroid a bit. Well, she talks about how the 2010 version was a step in the right direction and stuff, but then talks about why wasn't there more? Why wasn't there more about being a woman? What did you want her to fucking do? Stop off and change a tampon halfway through shooting down a level? What did you want? Oh, I want women's stories with women themes. What? Whatever. Oh, here we go. Penny Arcade, cry. Sexually harassing female players, cry. Do you know the most, I don't know which way, what's the right word to use here? The most bullied, I suppose, demographic of gamer. It's men. It's men. They've done various studies. Men get more, probably because there might be more in the actual mainstream of gaming. There's a lot more females in the old mobile marketplace and such. But it's like male get most harassment targeted towards them. I think females get more like sexual-based harassment thrown at them. But, you know, both sides of the coin have it. Do you think men just come on the internet and just go, I say, oh boy, I noticed Sephiroth 2645 that your kill to death ratio in that game wasn't so hot. Well, I say, oh boy, I'm glad that you brought that up to my attention because yes, I was subpar in that game and I need to step it up. So thank you for bringing it. Get out of here, dumb whatever. Then you've got to cry about Lara Croft, because you've always got to cry about Lara Croft, because Lara Croft is an attractive female, so have a cry about her. And it's this really skewed piece here that she talks about, people are going to, when they were discussing the reboot of Lara Croft and the Tomb Raider series, they were saying that she's going to come under sexual threat, and that you're going to want to protect her. And she's like, and that's just like such a success thing. But don't you want to protect all the characters that you play? When I play Geralt in The Witcher, I want to keep Geralt alive. I want to protect him through playing the game because he is the avatar that I play through. The same with Lara Croft when I'm playing the Tomb Raider games. I want to keep Lara alive because she's the avatar I play through. It's a human instinct. It's called compassion. Why am I wasting my time talking about compassion to somebody from Kotaku, for goodness sake? And then, she waffles on about how she was Lara's a victim first, and then she's, a bit of a hero later. Look, the Tomb Raider reboot was fantastic. Lara started off as a victim. She was young, she was green, she was naive, and then she learned how to fight, and by the end of the movie, she's kicking ass. It's a good story. It's a good arc. It's a great arc. I really like the reboot of the Lara Croft trilogy, but, have a moan about something else. And then we get on to the dadification. She talks about the dadification. What, by the way, what is all this? What is all this got to do with the cost of being a woman who covers video games? Nothing. The vast majority of this article's got nothing to do with your title. Kel Surprise again. Oh, the dadification, where you are... you play surrogate father, that you're looking after, you're in the game and you're looking after somebody who's younger than you. It's the dadification. Well, guess what? Guys who've probably grown up, or women who've grown up in the industry, have now had children, and they have that paternal instinct, or fraternal instinct, or maternal instinct. Whatever instinct it may be. What is wrong? What is your problem? You don't have a... Well, you do have a problem. Your problem is... you want to be a victim. That's your problem. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Everything's so hard for me. It's so hard. Victim, victim, victim. And then we get this, which I found to be so patronising beyond belief. She talks about BioWare and the storyline in BioWare Infinite. I can't refer to it because I've never actually played it. I've got the collection. I know some people are going, got the collection. I want to go through it at some point. Maybe behind the membership, we'll see. But she says, much of the pushback against Infinite's reductive narrative didn't happen at mainstream gaming outlets. No, because there wasn't really. But here we go. Wait for it. But rather at smaller venues with fewer resources, such as Re/Action, an independent and short-lived video game blog founded and led by a trans woman of colour. Well, that makes everything... Oh, well, that's great. She must be right because she's one of your trophies. She's one of your trophies. Only people like that can be listened to, not others. Trophy time. Trophy time. How patronising is that? Oh my God. This is why this is why you're filth. This is trash. And everyone thinks this is trash, and this is why people don't click unless you're going for your hate clicks. That's the only way that you get anybody to get any eyes on the product. Because you just want to play victim. And then when people don't gravitate towards it because you use the same boring narrative over and over again, and it doesn't wash. Let me just jump here. Michelle Madison on Twitter. Michelle is the host of the VGO podcast, Riotcast, Dash Radio, and more. Best-selling author of Dear Arsehole. Oh, have we met? And she's been in the gaming industry since, I don't know, 2005. Well, there you go, right in front of my face, 2005. Sorry, I'm not buying this narrative. I've been covering games since 2005, and if anything, have received less harassment than my male co-hosts, not more. Respect yourself. Stop playing the victim. Oh, guess what? Somebody also sees that. And focus on the games, not the bullshit. Games are better than identity politics. Thank you, Michelle. 2.3k likes on that as well. Kotaku article, what a surprise. Now, you're going to get that all the way through this. All the way through this. Who wrote it? Kotaku, what a surprise. Because Kotaku only play victim. They either write trash, or they write identity politics, and then when people don't buy into it, they start acting out. They start to try and get the hate clicks. They go adversarial against the people who they're meant to be bringing in as their target audience, because you can't stop being the activist and focus on what your job should actually be. I have decided to say this. I don't give a single flying fig who remains at Kotaku anymore. I really don't, you know. Every time it's this site. Every time playing victim, playing devil's advocate, being purposely against an audience just because. Oh, well. Kotaku is what Kotaku is. So, yes, Kotaku are the victims. And hopefully your bosses are going to see through all this shite and, I don't know, just get rid of this tat. Why don't you talk about video games, you know? Have you tried that? Might actually get you somewhere. Hope you enjoyed the vid, folks. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.